Hello everyone. So we meet again in this lecture. This time we're going to look into making inferences and drawing conclusion. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we're going to learn this week. Alright, so let's take a look at the basic information or basic knowledge on inferences and conclusions. Yeah, making inferences and drawing conclusions are important skills to understand a text. So sometimes when we read, we're going to confront with a situation where the authors do not write straight away or directly on the themes or ideas, on certain ideas. So as readers, what we need to do is we need to apply the skills of making inferences and drawing conclusions so that we can understand better. And this is also a way of connecting with the material, the reading material that we have. So an inference is a logical conclusion that is made based on observation or assumed facts. So it is, as I mentioned earlier, it is not, usually it is not provided by the author. So a very thorough observation and very critical understanding is needed before we come up with an inference, especially connecting all the facts that we have in a text or in a paragraph. Okay, a conclusion is when we draw the steps of giving thoughtful consideration to what has been read. So basically we need to read the whole text and understand the whole thing before we come up with the idea of general conclusion. Okay, so let's take a look at inferencing first so that we can understand the concept easily. Making inferences. Alright, so an inference is a logical conclusion that is made based on evidence or information that is known or accepted to be true. So when we read, we have to rely on the information or the facts that is included in the text or in the paragraph. In reading, an inference is based on what author has stated. So we have, yes, it is related to what is stated by the author, so that what it means by information that is accepted to be true, because we're going to relate as much as possible with the information provided by the author. So readers infer using clues from the text and also from their prior knowledge, personal beliefs, experiences, and assumptions. So from these clues or the information provided by the authors, readers need to merge or need to, it's like puzzles, yeah, it's like puzzles where they need to combine all the information they have from the text with their knowledge, prior knowledge. So when it comes to prior knowledge, it can be related to culture, related to what they have read or basic information previously, personal beliefs, experiences, and it can be assumptions, but assumptions that is related to what they have read, not a very wild assumption. So it is often described as reading between the lines because it is not stated directly by the author. So that is why we need to see and open up our sixth sense or the third eyes so that we can see or discover the meaning that is implied or that is conveyed by the author without telling explicitly or directly. So how to infer? what is actually needed when we want to infer the information. Yeah. So readers can look for clues. So usually there are clues provided in the paragraph in text, and these are the fact or supporting details. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to infer. We need to come up with a logic conclusion. Logic. The key here will be logic, whereby we, as I mentioned earlier, we merge or we developed logical the logical ideas or conclusion, um, and develop it to be a statement. Okay, let's take a look at the examples so that you can understand this concept clearly. So John hears his post box closing. Okay, post box would be the box that you put outside your home, and whenever the postman or the deliver man or deliver persons are coming to send your letters, so they will put it inside the box. So what we can info from John here's his post box closing is that the postman has arrived with mails with him. So we know that when the sounds give an idea of the arrival of the postman. So Betty sees the cake crumbs on the floor and around her daughter's mouth. Okay, so because of the cake crumbs, we know that cake crumbs on the floor, it's scattered on the floor and around her daughter's mouth. So these, what we can infer from here is that Betty's daughter has eaten the cake, right? So the fact is, or the information that are very important from this sentence would be the cake crumbs on the floor and around the daughter's mouth. All right, next will be a woman walks into the school completely soaked and it is raining. So walks into the school completely soaked and it is raining. So soaked and rain, they are two information that produce or lead us to the idea of the woman probably do not have an umbrella. Okay, so let's take a look at another example here. So the title of this excerpt would be Debate over Gun Control in the US. The debate over gun control in the United States has been a topic of contention for the past 10 years. The killing of 20 school children in Newtown, Connecticut in December 2012 fueled a national discussion over gun laws and prompted calls by the Obama administration to restrict the availability of military-style weapons. The Gun Control Act of 1968 prohibited the sale of firearms to several categories of individuals, including those under 18 years of age, those with criminal records, the mentally disabled, unlawful aliens, and dishonorably discharged military personnel. In 1993, the law was amended by the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act, which required background checks for all unlicensed persons purchasing a firearm from a federally licensed dealer. So what can we infer from here? Yes, at present guns are readily available to anyone who wants to buy them. So we can see that from the excerpt that all the information is provided, the years, the development, when is that, what are actually the law that is implemented in order for people to buy the gun, and the inference that we can make from there is that anyone can buy or can get the guns easily, or it is readily available for everyone to purchase guns in US market. All right, so let's move to conclusion, or let's have the, let's get to know about concluding process. A conclusion is a decision, opinion, or judgment reached after thoughtful consideration of materials a reader have. So the things that we have to bear in our mind would be a conclusion can be a decision, it can be an opinion or judgment after a thorough or a very deep consideration. So all of the information provided should be considered before we come up with a conclusion. So a conclusion requires readers to go beyond to what is stated, but at the same time rely on the facts put forward by the author. So even though the author sometimes do not provide a conclusion to the readers, um, they will include some facts or information that would be very beneficial or very important to connect all the information, or to connect them and to um, merge or to construct the conclusion later. So might be absent in the paragraph. Yeah, a conclusion might be absent. So the same goes to the inference or inferences. What the readers need to do from here will be they will have to come up with a decision or description from their own evaluation based on the information, the facts that they have read. So this is actually a critical process in reading. Okay, I have two examples here. So the first one would be Mark and Philip have been walking around the city for an hour. It was a hot, humid afternoon. Sweat was trickling down their faces. Finally, Mark had to carry Philip as the latter became too tired. So what can be concluded about Philip? So Philip had been walking, then sweat was trickling down their faces. Phillips as the latter becomes too tired. So Philip is a young child or boy. Why? Because the fact that Mark had to carry Philip, it gives us the idea that possibly Philip is not that big, not that tall. That makes Mark um, strong enough to carry him. Alright, now the second one would be Peter waited nervously. He knew that the nurse would call him next. He looked at the models of healthy bones in front of him. Peter hoped that he did not suffer from any broken bones after the fall he had this morning. So where is Peter now? We can conclude that Peter is at the orthopedic surgeon's office. How can we come up with such conclusion is by looking into the words here. Healthy bones, look at the models of healthy bones. So did not suffer from any broken bones. So all these two bones, the word bone has been repeated. So it gives the idea of that he is actually at orthopedic surgeon's office. Okay, so another example here that we have is the same excerpt that we have read previously. So it's about the debate over gun control in US. So just now, when it comes to the conclusion, we can conclude that anyone can have the guns is easily anyone can easily get guns in US. So the conclusion for these excerpt will be, okay, so those criminal records, looking into the law was amended, which required background checks for federal. Okay, so first here, let's take a look at the information that we have. So we have the information about the killing, yeah, it's about restriction made by the Obama administration, and then it mentions about the gun control, um, and in 1993, it's once again it's about the law amended, yeah, related to gun. So what conclusion can the reader draw after reading the paragraph is it will not be possible for everyone to own a gun in the United States if stricter laws are put into place. So even though there are laws, um, as we have read just now, they are all about laws. However, the laws, even though laws are implemented and amended, but there are things, the crime still happened. Yeah. So what we can conclude is if stricter laws are put into place, so it's not possible for everyone to own a gun. So that's the key, stricter law. All right. I think that's all for the lecture on making inferences and drawing conclusion. Before we end the lecture, there will be two things that I would like to remind you. The first one will be you have to make sure that you sign the attendance after the lecture ends, because I still notice that some of you have not or maybe forgotten, you have forgotten to log in to the attendance form. And secondly, please complete the exercises for this topic. You need to look into set 1 in page 185. There are 10 questions, multiple choice questions. Okay, and then set 3 in page 197. And then the bonus side, only look into the item 4, page 204. So answer all these in your exercise book, and later submit the answers through the link that I provide you. So you need to click the answers once you've done answering. So you need to click all the answers. So I want to see the answers from you. And it will help you to check your answers later once you have submitted the exercise. All right, so good luck everyone. See you in the next lecture. Stay safe and have a nice day.